current developments, presidential directives, accurate and reliable updates straight from the palace. Sitting in for Daphne Oseña-Paez, this is Chris Villonco for Malacañang Insider. Protecting and upholding the Philippine sovereignty and its territory. These are the commitments of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. since his very first day of serving as the leader of the Philippines. Through the implementation of strategic policies, programs, and initiatives, his goal is to strengthen the maritime security and raise awareness on the maritime domain. We have with us today National Maritime Council spokesperson, Vice Admiral Alexander Lopez. Good morning, sir, on this rainy morning. Thank you for coming to Malacañang Insider.
Thank you also, Miss Chris, and for having me here. And good morning to all our televiewers.
Okay, so are you ready? Let's get to it.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Last March 2024, nilagdaan ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. ang Executive Order number 57 kung saan naglalayon ito na i-rename and reorganize ang National Coast Watch Council into National Maritime Council. Ano po ba yung pangangailangan ng ating bansa upang humantong rito? Sino-sino po ba yung mga bumubuo rito?
Okay. Gusto ko sanang sagutin yung tanong mo, Miss Chris, no, by giving a short backgrounder and context para mas maintindihan ng ating televiewers. Ang Pilipinas kasi ay pangalawa sa pinakamalaking archipelago sa buong mundo. Second lang tayo sa Indonesia. So, napakalawak na ating karagatan, napakahaba ng ating coastline. Ikukumpara nating lupa sa dagat, meron tayong ratio na 1:7, meaning 1 kilometro kwadrado ng lupa ay merong kaakibat na 7 kilometro kwadradong karagatan. So all in all, to include the territorial seas and the EEZ, we have 2.2 million square kilometers of water as against 300,000 square kilometers of land. So with that as a backdrop, makikita natin gaano kalaki yung ating karagatan. At maraming nangyayari doon, you know? Because of that, nagiging porous ang ating border. Maraming lagusan, maraming papasukan. A lot of activities happen there like piracy, armed robbery at sea, illegal traffic of weapons of mass destruction, illegal traffic of people, illegal, lahat ng illegal
resources.
Precisely. So you could just imagine the burden of our government. So with that as a backdrop, all concerned agencies, sometimes meron silang complementing programs and sometimes to a certain extent nag-overlap. So that's where the government then in 2011, during the time of the late President Noynoy Aquino III, we came up with that EO 57 series of 2011. Getting all these agencies together for a more coordinated, synchronized approach to address those maritime challenges. So you can imagine 2011 yon.
Yes.
And then in 2014, 2015, doon naman nakita natin yung kalagayan sa West Philippine Sea, umiigting, no? Because napalabas yung bansa ng China, yung kanilang illegal 9-9, no? Walang historical basis yun. And yet, naging basehan nila ito para magdagdag ng mga watercraft nila, navy nila, ng coast guard nila, ang kanilang maritime militia, tinataboy ang ating mga mangingisda, hindi na tayo makapag, yung normal, regular patrols natin. So, with that, nag-decide din ng gobyerno na through Memorandum Circular number 94 of 2016, establishing the National Coast Watch System.
Okay.
At ito ay nagbigay din ng otoridad para i-establish yung National Coast Watch Council. Ang bumubuo nito, like the Department of Defense, DNR, DOE, and all other government agencies that have activities, program activities dun sa ating maritime
So
domain.
basically, all the concerned agency and
Yes.
department stakeholders
Yes.
have a say
Yes.
in whatever is
Yes.
going to be decided on.
Yes. And this National Task Force in the West Philippine Sea ay reporting directly to the President. And it was headed then, and still now, is by the National Security Advisor. So meron tayong National Coast Watch Council, meron tayong NTF-WPS. Now, here comes our administration led by our president. Nakita na parang may duplication ata. Ano?
Okay.
So, nilagay nila out of their study na pag-aralan, ang result ng kanilang pag-aaral ay dapat siguro ilagay na yung National Task Force sa under the Maritime Council. Kaya nag-issue naman ngayon ng EO 57 of 2024, renaming the National Coast Watch Council into the National Maritime Council. And this time, the National Task Force of West Philippine Sea is under the National Maritime Council.
Okay, sir. So considering that there are so many stakeholders in this, no, and so many concerns,
Yep.
as you were saying, ano po yung mga primary directives ngayon, considering ang daming kailangan i-address?
Yeah. Unang-una, no, kaya nga ginather lahat itong mga agencies na to towards a more coordinated, deliberate, and synchronized and cohesive approach to address these maritime challenges. Hindi lang sa West Philippine Sea, basically, actually, kaya nga national in scope na. National in scope. Unlike yung Task Force West Philippine Sea, nakatuon lang ito doon sa West Philippine Sea area. But because of this national in scope of the Council, lahat na ng karagatan ng buong Pilipinas ay sakop niya.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
That's a lot to take
It
on,
is,
sir.
yeah.
Excuse me, sorry. Well, okay, so let's be a little bit informal in this discussion. So, as the newly appointed spokesperson ng NMC, what did you feel? Ano po yung naramdaman ninyo when you were offered this position by the President?
Honestly, Chris, I was surprised. No, I was surprised. While it is true, I was a former commander then, yung engagement with the media and everything, I do it through my spokesperson. And now I'm the one,
You're the one.
sitting here.
Yes.
And,
Well, you're doing a great job. So.
yeah. But I would like to publicly appreciate and thank our President because serving in government is a privilege and an honor. So I get to again serve our maritime country and our people, this time in my capacity as the spokesperson of the National Maritime Council. And I thank the President. Thank you very much, boss.
Oh, and thank you for taking on this job.
Yep.
Well, so what would you say, sir, would be the biggest challenge na hinaharap ng National Maritime Council ngayon?
Ngayon kasi ang bilis ng unlike before, medyo highly manageable eh. Pero ang bilis ng pangyayari, no?
Yes.
Kaya ngayon lang, within a week, several incidents happen. No? So that is now the challenge of the council to get all this information so fast and accurate. Kasi otherwise, alam mo naman, yung bansang China, they twist the details. No? They would like to portray na tayo palaging kasalanan. But actually, we are on the moral ground. We release factual information so that our people will understand, they will know what's happening, and they will also understand why these are the actions being taken by our government.
Wow. Okay. Well, to add to this, to what we were just talking about just now, this August 19, nagkaroon muli ng insidente sa pagitan ng barko ng China at ng Pilipinas. Maaari po ba nating ikwento sa mga manonood natin kung paano po ba ito nangyari?
Well,
bakit po ba humantong sa girian yung dalawang barko?
Okay. Actually, nakapagpahayag na yung National Task Force of the West Philippine Sea, no? But ikikwento ko na rin, on August 18, yung dalawang barko ng Philippine Coast ay nagpalaot para sa kanilang normal, no? We call it normal logistics run, as providing or sending food, provisions, water, medicines, to yung kanilang mga personnel na station, sa mga substations nila in Patag, in Lawak, and even in Pag-asa Island.
So, iba pa to sa RORE, or is it also...
Basically, they have their own RORE. Kasi sa AFP na may RORE, pero basically it's the same resupply missions. This time being undertaken by the Philippine Coast Guard. So, yung malapit na sa Escoda or sa Venus Shoal, merong humarang ng mga Coast Guard vessels. Siguro na-monitor nila. They have that capability to monitor anyway. So nakita nila, hinarang, no? At dumikit sila and they did, mga aggressive movements. At humantong ito sa pag-ram. No? Iba yung bunggo sa ramming. Pag ramming talaga meron ng intensyon, may deep intensyon. No? Itong dalawang barko natin ng Coast Guard, in the morning of 19 August, they incurred damages, may nabutas, ano. At yun ang masaklap doon dahil they disrupted a routine mission of providing food, supplies, medicine to our people in Patagan and Lawak. So, in short, nabunggo nga, no? Because of that, hindi na natuloy yung momentarily, hindi natuloy, pero nagpalaot pa rin kasi seaworthy pa naman, kahit na may butas yung isang barko natin, nakapaglayag pa rin sila. Kasi akala kasi ng Coast Guard ng Chinese Coast Guard, doon sa BRP Terrace magbanduan yung pero hindi, dadaanan lang talaga yun. So, nonetheless, nung nakita nilang wala man pala talang intention na pumunta doon sa isang barko natin na station doon sa Sabina, they let the 2 Coast Guard vessels proceed with their mission.
So, wala naman pong nasaktan?
Wala, pero of course, state of shock.
There was still
mga gamit na sira, tapos yung makina, yun kasi may water cannoning pang ginawa. So, these are the things that the Chinese Coast Guard are doing.
Okay. Well, so in connection sa nangyaring insidente sa Escoda Shoal, naglabas ng statement ang China na ang Pilipinas raw ang bumangga sa kanilang barko at pumasok ang ating barko sa kanilang teritoryo ng walang permiso. What you have to say about that?
Let us put this in the very clear terms. Ang Escoda Shoal is 75 nautical miles from the main island of Palawan. Meron tayong tinatawag na 200 exclusive economic zone under the provision ng UNCLOS. So nakikita natin na pasok yung Escoda Shoal doon sa provision ng 200 exclusive economic zone. In contrast, doon sa China, kasi ang pinakamalapit na provision ng China is Hainan, and that's more than 500 nautical miles away. So, dapat tayo yung, anong ginagawa nyo dito? Illegal kayo, ang presence nyo dito ay illegal. At yung ginagawa nyo, aggressive, clear violations of the Convention on International Regulations in Preventing Collisions at Sea. Coast Guard sila, and yet, dapat nga sila nag-implement, and yet sila yung, the irony of it, no? Sila yung nagsasagawa ng mga dangerous and life-threatening activities.
So do you think, sir, that there has to be an official statement about this? Or is it something that there are times you decide which ones to let go and which ones to actually address?
No, actually, Ms. Chris, nakapagpadala na tayo ng statement of serious concern sa Embahada ng China dito sa Pilipinas.
Okay.
At the same time, nakapagpadala rin tayo through our embassy in Beijing, expressing our serious concern on this event that happened.
Okay. So, may isang pang pahayag muli yung inilabas ng Coast Guard ng China na iniligtas lamang raw nila I can already see your reaction. Ang mga tauhan ng Pilipinas na nahulog sa dagat pagkatapos ng banggaan ng Pilipinas at ng China. What do you have to say about this once again?
Well, narrative nila yun pero according to our reports, walang nangyaring ganon. Siguro gusto lang nilang pakita na they are still in a humanitarian mode, saving people, but walang ganon nangyari. Walang ganon nangyari. Purong kasinungaling ay unfortunately.
Well, up next, let's move on to our next topics that we can discuss. Anong mga hakbang ang ginagawa ng National Maritime Council upang mapanatili ang kapayapaan at kaligtasan ng mga kababayan natin sa West Philippine Sea sa patuloy na nagaganap na girian sa pagitan ng China at Pilipinas? We will be right back.
At your service, Pilipinas, mula sa Department of Justice, ako po si Yusek Margarita Gutierrez. Samahan niyo kami para sa isang bagong Pilipinas ngayon, dito lang sa PTV.
PTV Consumer Watch, bantay presyo sa gasolina. Good vibes ba kamo? Sagot namin ang umaga ninyo. Mula sa balitaan, bagong kaalaman, hanggang sa Unli Chikahan. Kasama ang RSP Morning Barkada. Rise and Shine Pilipinas. Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 6 ng umaga. Dito lang sa PTV. Disaster Watch. Alamin ang heavy rainfall warning system ng Pag-asa. Yellow rainfall warning. Pinapayuhan ng lahat na mag-monitor ng mga weather update sa inyong lugar. Maghanda sa posibleng pagbaha sa mga mabababang lugar at tabing baybayin. Orange rainfall warning. Mas malawak na pagbaha ang inaasahan at posibleng magka-landslide sa mga tabing bundok. Bumuo ng isang emergency kit at maghandang lumikas sa anumang sandali. Red rainfall warning. Inaasahan ang matinding buhos ng ulan sa loob ng 2 oras na magdudulot ng malawakang pagbaha at landslide. Para sa inyong kaligtasan, agad na lumikas papunta sa ligtas at mataas na lugar. Sa panahon ng kalamidad, dapat laging listo.
Welcome back. You're still watching Malacañang Insider with spokesperson Vice Admiral Alexander Lopez. So we will go back pa po pala. We are not done from the last topic that we discussed. Meron po ba tayong hard evidence katulad ng videos or photos na sumusuporta sa pahayag na ito ng China?
Meron tayong evidence. The Coast Guard is just compiling all this evidence. Kasi ang nagpalabas yung, kung napapanood sa TV, nagpalabas sila ng yung gray, Pero they took it at an angle na lumalabas at tayo yung bumangga, So they are very adept in those things, strategy nila yon. Pero kung titingnan mo, paano nung tayo bumangga, mas maliit tayo, So it doesn't make sense, Mas maliit, babanggain yung mas malaki. Tapos meron tayong bangga sa kaliwa, may bangga tayo sa kanan, yung isang barko, ganun din. So it doesn't make sense na tayo yung babangga para mabutas tayo. It's not really sense.
So physical evidence alone shows that it seems to be impossible to do so.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Pero, Yusek, dun po sa sunod-sunod na insidente sa West Philippine Sea, paano po ba nakaka-epekto ito sa mga relasyon natin sa Pilipinas at ng China?
Actually, the West Philippine Sea issue is not the be-all and end-all of our relationship with China. So, nagkataulan talaga na ito yung nagiging focus, Nagiging focus. But I believe our government is doing very well in managing this conflict with China. So, sabihin na nating isolated case ito. Pero nakakanginig, nakakagalit, But nonetheless, sabi nga kanina, it's not the be-all and end-all relationship with China.
Okay. So, bago pa man maganap ang insidente sa Escoda Shoal nitong August 19, nung nakaraang buwan lamang ay nagkaroon ng provisional understanding ang China at ang Pilipinas. Ano po ba ang nakapaloob dito?
Okay. Yung provisional understanding, actually, ito ay ginawa ng ating Department of Foreign Affairs. I just could not delve into the details because that is the purview of the Department of Foreign Affairs. So what we do in the NMC, the members, is we give technical information to the Department of Foreign Affairs so that they will be able to negotiate well with China. The principle behind the provisional understanding is de-escalating the tension every time we do rotation and resupply missions at Ngayon. By the way, the provisional understanding is just focused on the resupply mission in Ngayon. So yun lang. Doon lang talaga yung scope niya yun.
So all other shoals, all other...
None. Doon lang talaga para walang mangyaring insidente katulad na nangyari before na may nasaktan tayo. So hopefully, with those deliberate communication between and among our foreign personnel, Philippines and China, they came up with that understanding.
Okay. Well, makakaapekto po ba ito yung nangyaring insidente sa Escoda Shoal sa existing provisional understanding ng Pilipinas at ng China? Is there any possibility that it will include all the other shoals or all the other affected areas?
Yeah, actually, that was our hope. That what we had in the understanding that we have in the Ayungin RORE mission will somehow apply. Pero hindi ganoon na nangyari, no? Hindi na ganoon nangyari. So, we're still hoping that walang magiging pagkakaiba or affect dun sa understanding on that particular rolling mission Ayungin. And hoping siguro that that's now an angle that the Department of Foreign Affairs will look at, how the understanding coverage can be extended to maybe Escoda and other parts of the West Philippine Sea.
Okay. So, pag-usapan naman po natin yung directives ng Pangulo tungkol sa paggamit ng diplomatic approach bilang solusyon sa agresibong actions ng China. Bakit po ito mahalaga?
Klarong-klaro kasi yung sa SONA ng ating Pangulo, no? Sabi niya na nga na diplomatic channels and mechanisms ang gagamitin lang natin to resolve these disputes. And I really believe in that kasi we will never go wrong if we pursue the peaceful track in settling disputes among nations actually.
Yes.
And itong diplomatic approach, hindi lang naman nakataon to sa diplomatic protest eh. There are other ways, and the DFA silang expertise doon, no?
Yes.
Maybe things like engaging our allies, our traditional allies, newfound allies, and nations, like-minded nations, you know, opening up our communication, especially with China. And that happened actually when we came up with that provisional understanding.
Yes.
We opened communication with China. They were able to talk, and also engaging other countries to be, sympathetic to us. These are the things. So these are the tools nasa arsenal ng foreign affairs. And so we cannot second guess what the foreign affairs, of course, with the approval of the president, will do.
So, in connection to that, so with regards to diplomatic protest, nasa anong step na po ba tayo?
How I wish I could answer that, Ms. Chris. Kasi that's already, again, the purview of the Department of Foreign Affairs. As I mentioned a while ago, members of the NMC will come up with technical information so that the DFA can study, they will know what violations have been committed and correct or
and then their implementation.
Yeah. Kasi it's not that simple.
I'm sure, yes. Okay. So, nabanggit rin ng Pangulo na we should be doing more than diplomatic protest. And ano po ba yung mga specific na hakbang na maaaring gawin natin for this?
As I mentioned, leveraging with our allies, coming up with open communications, that is the part of the NMC. Pero maganda, hindi lang yung katulad ng, for example, the Department of Agriculture, in specifically the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, they can player dito ay ang Department of Foreign Affairs.
Okay. So, in connection sa mga nararamdaman na tensyon ng mga Pilipino sa security sa West Philippine Sea, ano po ba po yung pwede nating ibigay na mensahe sa ating mga kababayan, lalong-lalo na po sa ating mga mangingisdang direktang naaapektuhan nito?
Para sa ating mga kababayan, wag po kayo mabahala dahil klarong-klaro po ang posisyon ng ating Pangulo, ng ating gobyerno, that we will not abandon even a square inch of our territory to a foreign power. And we will exhaust all peaceful approaches, diplomatic channels, mechanisms, so that these disputes will be settled in a professional, peaceful, and orderly manner. Kasi again, walang nananalo kung darating tayo doon sa sitwasyon na magkakaputukan, war, and everything. So, we live to the wisdom of President. We believe, rally behind the flag, that we will go through that peaceful track of resolving disputes, international disputes.
Thank you for joining us, Spokesperson Vice Admiral Alexander Lopez.
My pleasure, Miss Chris.
Thank you. Pagpapataas ng kamalayan ng mga Pilipino sa kalagayan ng ating bansa at pagpapatibay ng seguridad ng ating soberanya para sa bawat isa nating kababayan. Ito ang hangarin ng pamahalaan upang tiyakin na ang ating bansa ay magkaroon ng progreso sa misyon nitong bigyan ang bawat isang Pilipino ng mas ligtas at mapayapang bagong Pilipinas. We bring you in-depth views of the latest issues and regular palace updates. Sitting in for Daphne Oseña-Paez, this is Chris Villonco for Malacañang Insider. Have a good day.